So the traditional means of getting knowledge is we get books, we get for scriptural knowledge, we go to scriptures. But there are many religions around the world and there are many scriptures, so whatever we could choose. So that's the free will of the individual. He can choose any particular scripture, and following that, he adopts a certain religion. Some people choose to follow the Vedic literature, and then they're considered quite fortunate because, the Vedas include everything. But even if we have the Vedas, then what is the definition of the Vedas? Of course, in India, people claim all sorts of things are the Vedas, but that's not necessarily true. So the scriptures themselves give a definition of what are authorized Vedic scriptures. So we have the 4 Vedas, we have the histories or Itihāses, which are Mahabharata and Ramayana. We have the 18 Purāṇes, the Upanishads, which are part of the Vedas, other verses and sutras related to the Vedas, and commentaries. So these are considered the authorized scripture, and we consult them, then no one can question. Among those lists of scriptures, the Vedas are considered very authoritative, and by some people they're considered the only authority, and by others the most important authority. And the reason is that the Vedas are unchanging. Puranas, Mahabharata, they will change according to the different days of Brahma, etc. The Vedas is exactly the same every day of Brahma for all of Brahma's life. Same words in the next Brahma, and the next Brahma, and the next Brahma. So this way, the words are eternal, and there's no beginning, there's no end. So this is considered to be very special. So the Vedas are given a special category of authority. As we learned from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatama, the Veda was one, and it was orally transmitted. But then Vyāsa decided to divide it into 4 parts, Rigya, Jur, Sama, and Atharva, because the people in Kali Yuga would not be able to memorize everything, so at least let them memorize 1/4. So they divided it up into 4 parts and gave 1 part to each disciple to carry on in an oral tradition. Even these 4 Vedas are rather vast in themselves. Each Veda has 4 parts: Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishads, and Samhita. The Brahmanas and Aranyakas are what we call the Karma Kanda, or the Purva Mimamsa. Upanishads, which are attached to each Veda, are called the Uttara Mimamsa, or the Jnana Kanda. They are generally considered to be superior because they deal with getting liberation from this world. The Samhita section is all the collection of verses praising Vishnu, Shiva, and Devatas, etc. It's called Upasana Kanda. So each Veda is quite vast, and a person who studies should at least learn 1 Veda by heart. And he has to memorize the whole Veda, and hopefully he'll know the meaning as well and how to use the verses of the Veda. So in this way, the Vedas are actually, even 1 Veda is quite vast and extensive. Additionally, of course, the language is somewhat difficult to understand, and it requires proper pronunciation. There are 3 tones, so to speak, notes in most of the Vedas, and we had 7 notes in the Samveda. And if you don't pronounce the syllables properly with the proper intonation, it's also useless. As well as that, Sudras are not allowed to study the Vedas or hear the Vedas or say the Vedas. So it's only for the Vaishyas, Kshatriyas, and Brahmanas. So there is some restriction there. Because of the difficulty of approaching the Vedas and learning them, Vyāsa and other sages wrote other works One class is called the Itihāse, or the epics. So in many cultures they have these long stories, long epics with battles and histories of the dynasties, etc. And many stories. So the two famous Itihāses in Sanskrit are Ramayana and Mahabharata. In the Mahabharata, written by Vyāsa himself, we have a summary of the Vedic teachings in the form of Bhagavad-gīta. So this provides a little simpler approach to the Vedas. But these are not the same as the Vedas. They're put in a separate class because they're not eternal. Vyāsa wrote Mahabharata and Bhagavad-gīta at a certain point in time. And of course, the next day of Brahma, he'll write it again, slightly different. So it's a little bit distinct from the Vedas, which never change their sounds. Of course, the Mahabharata is also very big. So, Vyāsa also wrote some smaller works, well, relatively smaller, Purāṇas. But he wrote 18 Purāṇas, which again becomes a little confusing. So we have 6 Purāṇas for the people in Tamil. And in those Purāṇas, he advises people to worship Shiva, because she was in charge of Tamil. He wrote 6 Purāṇas for people in Rajaguna. And in those Purāṇas, people are advised to worship Brahma, who was in charge of Rajaguna. And he wrote 6 Purāṇas for the people in Sattvaguna, and they worship Vishnu. Yeah? So for different types of people, he recommended different types of worship. So this way we get 18 Purāṇas with varieties of worship, which becomes a little confusing for people because we get all sorts of different worships as a result. But in any case, this is the standard division of the Purāṇas. Yeah? As well as that, we have what are called the smṛtis, such as Manu smṛti, Yajnavalkya smṛti, Atri smṛti, Vishnu smṛti, Harita smṛti, etc. About 19 of these works, which are written by sages and Manus, and they mainly discuss the rules of varnashram, rules of the varnas and ashramas, rules for the king's conduct, etc. Sin and not sin, etc. As well as that, we get one other authorized group of literatures called the Pāñcarātra scriptures. There are 108 of these scriptures, and they are exclusively Vaishnava scriptures glorifying Vishnu. So they have some philosophical content, and also a lot of explanation of rules for deity worship, installation of deities, celebration of Vaishnava festivals, etc. So there's 108 of these texts. So we have a lot of scriptures to deal with. Too many. Originally we had the 4 Vedas, which is vast, and then Vyāsadeva and other sages began writing other things to explain them. And we end up with a huge quantity of literature, which is actually too much for the people of Kali Yuga. So, this was the problem of Vyāsa after he had written the Purāṇas, etc. He was a little confused. So, in the Bhagavatam itself, in the first canto, he's explaining that when he was somewhat dissatisfied after writing or dividing the Vedas and giving it to disciples, writing the Brahma Sutras, writing the Mahabharata, writing the Purāṇas, still he felt something was wrong. And then Nāradin came and said, well, yes, it's too much. Too many works, too many types of worship, worship Brahma, worship Shiva, worship Vishnu, etc. You have to simplify everything. And for people of Kali Yuga, better not to confuse them because they are short-lived and unintelligent and lazy and attracted to material things. So all these different types of worship are not going to be beneficial for them. So therefore, he said, you write one work which summarizes everything. What's in the Vedas, what's in the Upanishads, what's in the Brahma Sutras, what's in the Purāṇas, and what is in the Mahabharata. Everything is summarized in one word. And in that word, you indicate that everyone should worship Krishna. So he wrote Bhagavatam. So this is the final work. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just chosen this work to be the main scripture, the main proof for his followers. And that is why Srila Prabhupada also spent a lot of time translating, commenting on Bhagavatam, because it's the main scripture. And though we do Nam Sankirtan, we should have scriptural backup. So therefore he spent a long time making the commentary. So therefore, Bhagavatam is the final scripture, the final conclusion of everything. Yeah. So this is just a quote from the Guru Purāṇa. This composition, Bhagavatam, is exceedingly perfect. It contains the meaning of the Brahma Sutras. Brahma Sutras are an explanation of the Upanishads, which are the Jnana-kanda of the Vedas. So it has all of that information. It determines the meaning of the Mahabharata. Whatever is in the Mahabharata is also in the Bhagavatam. It is a commentary on the Gayatri Mantra. The Gayatri Mantra is the condensed Vedas. So in other words, the Bhagavatam is whatever is in the Vedas, whatever in the Mahabharata, whatever is in the Brahma Sutras, whatever is in the Upanishads, all that is in Bhagavatam. So, Bhagavatam is considered to be an avatar. We have the Lord appearing in different forms, like he appears among the fish as Matsya-avatar. Among the animals, the Lord appears as Varaha, the boar. He appears among the birds as Hamsa. He appears among humans as Krishna, that's why Bhagavan Krishna. He appears among the Devatas as Vamana or Upendra. And he appears among scriptures as Bhagavatam. And so Bhagavatam is considered to be the topmost scripture of all. So, most authoritative. If we look at Bhagavatam, we see that it is comprehensive and it actually includes, we can say, all the major religions of the world within it. We have various religions and they have various concepts of God. The Bhagavatam actually accepts them all. So we get the extreme impersonal conception of God. From the most extreme, that is, God has no form, no qualities, no activities, etc. Brahman. We get the Supreme Lord with a slight amount of qualities, like he's the creator of the world, he knows everything, so there's qualities in God. He got some mercy. Then this is as far as most religions go. God has no form, he is supreme, he is one, and he does something, create the material world. Okay? It's also bona fide. You go a little further and you give that form, that God a form. So this is what we call Paramātmā. Paramātmā is the one who creates the material world, that's his over prakriti, etc. And then that's God Rakshana Vishnu produces Brahman, Brahman does the creation, so he's the creator. However, then we have Bhagavān, who is similar to Paramātmā because as a form, but this form has got nothing to do with creation of the material world. He's got only activities in the spiritual world with his devotees. This is Bhagavān. So this is also acceptable, and this is what this is the form that the Vaishnavas worship. So Bhagavatam accepts all of these different forms of worship and conception of God, but at the same time it points out that the superior or supreme form is Bhagavān. So therefore it can accept whatever different religions claim as Supreme Lord, one aspect of God, but of course it's not the final aspect. The final aspect is the personal aspect. So in this way, Bhagavatam kind of includes everyone, all types of religion in it. So the Bhagavatam, therefore, discusses about this Brahman, the Lord, in his most general aspect. And Bhagavatam is sometimes compared to a lamp, because the lamp illuminates, and illumination means knowledge. So we get knowledge. We're not the body, we are Atma, and there is Brahman, which is similar to Atma. So, by doing that, by getting a realization of the Lord as Supreme Brahman, we can get rid of our material suffering on the gross level and the subtle level. And this is sort of illustrated. The Bhagavatam talks about the Bhagavatam is Adhyatma Dīpam. It is the light to reveal Adhyatma, the spiritual entity, which is not in detail, but it's something beyond material energy. Bhagavatam also is compared to the sun in the first canto of Bhagavatam. Krishna has disappeared, but in Kali Yuga, we have a replacement of Krishna. Bhagavatam has risen like the sun. So, of course, sun is also a light, but it's a bigger light. So Bhagavatam not only reveals, you're not the body, you're the soul, etc. It also reveals some details of the Supreme Lord. So we get the Supreme Lord with details as the sun. And in this way, with these details, we can defeat those who are atheists, logicians, etc. And this conception of God brings joy to the devotees. A third image given in the Bhagavatam is that the Bhagavatam is the highest fruit, or the ripened fruit on the desire tree of the Vedas. So a desire tree fulfills your desires. Similar to the Vedic literature, also fulfills your desires. If you want material benefits, you get that by doing karma kanda. If you want liberation, you do jnana kanda, Upanishad. If you want prema, then you go to the Vaishnava literatures like the Purāṇes or the Gita, the Vaishnava Purāṇes. But Bhagavatam goes further than that. Though it's included among the subject Purāṇes, it is very special. As I said, it's the conclusion of everything. So therefore it's considered the highest fruit on the tree because it reveals Krishna. And not only Krishna, rasa. And not just rasa, but Madhurya rasa. That's the sweetest fruit. So that is revealed in Bhagavatam. So therefore, that is something that the other scriptures do not reveal. Even the other Vaishnava scriptures do not reveal properly. So the Bhagavatam, therefore, is the highest fruit on the tree. And that, of course, is represented at the beginning of Bhagavatam, where it says that this is the Nigava Kalpator Galitam Phalam. It is the ripened fruit of the tree of the Vedas. And it comes from the mouth of Sukadeva, and it becomes most sweet and liquid. And therefore, you don't even have to chew it, you drink it. So you drink it through the ears. So, why is it the highest fruit? Because it reveals Madhurya Rasa and Radha and Krishna, and the process to attain Radha and Krishna in Madhurya Rasa. So this is the speciality of the Bhagavatam that puts it in the highest position. Another comparison of the Bhagavatam is given. And I mentioned that Bhagavatam is the final conclusion of everything. So it presents the highest conclusion without hiding anything. Nevertheless, in some places, it does hide things. So therefore, the Bhagavatam is compared to Mohinī-avatāra. So Mohinī-avatāra is another form of the Lord in the form of a woman. And Mohinī means bewildering. So Mohini's activity was to go to the demons who had stolen the nectar, which makes them immortal, and steal the nectar. The Devatas were lamenting because they didn't have the nectar. So the Lord appeared as Mohinī. He says, don't worry, without fight. I will get the nectar for you. So she approached the demons who were fighting over the nectar, who should drink the nectar. And when they saw Mohinī, they became bewildered because she is Mohinī, very beautiful. And they all fell in love with her. And then Mohinī, they said, "Okay, Mohinī, who are you? We will do anything for you. We will do anything you say. Please be merciful to us." So Mohinī said, "Very fine, you're all very nice people. Give me the nectar." And so the demons gave the nectar to Mohinī, thinking that because she's so wonderful, she will share it with them. But she didn't do that. She took the nectar and gave it to the Devatas. So this way she fooled the demons and gave the nectar to the Devatas. So this example is there to show that the Bhagavatam hides the nectar from the demons and gives it to the devotees. If you're devotional, you can understand Bhagavatam and its sweetness. And if you are an impersonalist or a materialist and you read Bhagavatam, you will not get that sweetness at all. You get something else. So this way, Bhagavatam hides the nectar from the materialists and gives it to the devotees, like Mohinī-avatāra. So, therefore, Bhagavatam is the ultimate scripture, but still, in some places, we will have to be very careful how we read it, because it's there to bewilder the demons. So sometimes we have superficial meaning, and we have a deeper meaning. For instance, in the 12th canto, after going through all the different subject matters like Sarga, Visarga, and Stana, all the description of the universe and the planetary systems, and how the Lord comes as avatars, and how the Lord destroys the material world. And then the 10th canto is a description of all of Krishna's pastimes. And then finally, 11th canto is talk about, at the end of that 12th canto in particular, is a discussion of destruction of the universe. And then at the end, then there's a summary, and Sukadeva begins to speak. And this is what he says: "From beginning to end, the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is full of the Lord's pastimes, which give bliss to the devotees, and out of the sense of renunciation. This Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy, because its subject matter is one Brahman, a substance with no duality. The main goal of the work is merging." So therefore, the last sentence indicates that suddenly the jiva disappears and merges in the Supreme Lord. Now this sounds a little strange, because throughout the Bhagavatam, merging in the Lord is condemned. But here at the end, it says the main goal is merging. So the impersonalists will take this verse and say, "Just see, yes, we agree with the conclusion of Bhagavatam, merge in Brahman." That's the highest goal. This is the conclusion of Bhagavatam. And definitely it's at the end of the Bhagavatam, and there's Sukadeva Goswami speaking. So what does this mean? How can Sukadeva Goswami say this? So if we take it on the superficial level, then we will have to agree with the impersonalists. Ultimately, all the pastimes of Krishna are illusory, and we should merge in Brahman. But we do know that this is opposite of what is stated throughout the Bhagavatam, which condemns jnanis and yogis and impersonalists and whatever. So why is it stated like that? And therefore, we have to explain it as hidden meaning. The direct meaning is not stated. So, and then our acharyas explain that this is a statement of Parikshit, of Sukadeva, to test Parikshit and see what he will do when he hears this. And certainly enough, Parikshit replies very angrily, "Nonsense, I don't like this." This is not the conclusion. So, therefore, we have to be careful sometimes when we take direct statements, because the meaning is sometimes hidden. And Krishna himself says this in the 11th canto. The Vedic seers and mantras say indirectly. They don't always talk directly about worshipping the Lord, and maybe indirect. And Krishna says, "I also prefer this method." So therefore, we will not find direct statements in all cases, and we do have to look for the real meaning, which you can get by seeing the context and seeing the general statements throughout, or repeated statements throughout Bhagavatam, by which we can get the conclusion. Yeah. So in the Bhagavatam, there are 10 topics that are stated here: Sarga, Visarga, Stava, Poshana, Utti, Manvantara, Ishanukata, Nirodha, and Mukti. Creation, secondary creation, geography, protection of the Lord, material spiritual impressions, and that's Utti. Conduct of the Manus, stories of the Lord devotees, destruction of the universe, liberation, and ultimate shelter, Asraya. So, in the third canto, we get a lot of discussion of Sarga, how Mahavishnu glances over Prakriti and stimulate to create the elements. In the fourth canto, we get a discussion of Visarga, how Brahma takes the elements and makes bodies and for all the different living entities, plants, animals, humans, devatas, etc. In the fifth canto, we get Sthana or Sthiti. This is the geography. The various living entities need places to live and enjoy. So, fifth canto describes all the different places that Brahma creates so that the living entities can enjoy with their particular bodies. Sixth canto discusses Poshana, which literally means nourishment or protection. So that the Lord creates the material world and puts the jivas in their bodies with their karmas. The Lord does not leave them there. He also has means by which he enters into the material world to help. So, in the sixth canto, we have the story of Anjaneya, who was very sinful. But because of the name of the Lord, he got protected. Simply uttering the name of the Lord delivered him from the service of Yamaraj. So that's one example of Poshana. Another subject is Utti. That means the different impulses, which basically means devotees and demons and how they conflict in the material world. So from the beginning of Brahma's creation, there's both sides. There's the devatas and the devotees, and there's the demons and the rakshasas and the yakshas, etc. And there's always a conflict. Just as we have a conflict between sattvas and sattva guna and tama guna all the time. So this is exemplified in the seventh canto, where we have a conflict between Prahlad and Hiranyakasipu. Manvantara means history of the Manus. Of course, it starts in the third and fourth cantos and whatever. And in the eighth canto, we get a description even of the future Manus. Throughout the day of Brahma, we have 14 divisions of Brahma's day, and within which constitutes 71 yuga cycles each. And then Manu and his descendants reign for 71 yuga cycles. Then another Manu takes over, and he reigns for 71 yuga cycles. So 14 times in the day of Brahma, Manu and his descendants rule. And what do? They institute a Varnashram Dharma and Bhakti. There's another way in which the Lord protects the devotees. Ninth canto discusses other stories about the Lord, particularly the story of Ramchandra. 11th canto has many topics, but one of the main topics is mukti, how to get out of the material world, and liberation. The 12th canto discusses the 4 types of destruction. We have destruction of living entities on a daily basis when you live and die, etc. We have a destruction at the end of Brahma's day, partial destruction. So up to, including Svargaloka, the planets get flooded or whatever, and then everyone goes to sleep. Then we get the big destruction at the end of Brahma's life, where the whole universe is destroyed. That's the third type. Fourth type of destruction is sadhana, performing different types of sadhana to get out of the material world permanently. Jnana, yoga, and bhakti. That's the final type of destruction. And the 10th topic is asraya, which means shelter or ultimate cause. And the ultimate cause is Krishna, Swayam Bhagavat Krishna. So he is described mainly in the 10th canto. So in this way we have 10 topics, but ultimately everything originates and dissolves back into asraya, Krishna. So we had the example of the lamp and the sun and the fruit of the tree. So the lamp, the general topic of God and his power is discussed with creation and destruction in the 3rd canto, and the 12th canto, Sarga, creation and destruction. And in the 4th canto, 11th canto, we get all the different details about the Lord and his avatars, etc. So that is like the description of the Bhagavatam is like the sun, gives us more details of the Supreme Lord. And the 10th canto deals with asraya, that is Krishna. This is the highest fruit of the tree of the Vedas. So this way the various cantos are dealing with the various realizations of the Lord. So for the devotees, of course, we're most interested in Krishna, but our acharyas always say you cannot just read about Krishna, you have to read the whole Bhagavatam. So you don't just go to the 10th canto and read those stories, you have to read the whole Bhagavatam. And so what is the use? The use is that when we read all of these different topics like Sarga and Visarga and Bhuti, etc., we should relate this, not just to Garbhadaksha, Brahma, and then Garbhadaksha Vishnu, and Mahavishnu. We should ultimately relate it to Krishna. So whatever creation is taking place through Mahavishnu, Garbhadaksha Vishnu, and Brahma, and whatever is instituted by the Devatas and the Manus, etc., and the avatars, ultimately is all under Krishna. He is the source of everything. So whatever we glorify in terms of Devatas and avatars and whatever, ultimately goes back to Krishna. So he's the most powerful of all. So that is why we have all these other topics as well. Of course, I would say too many topics, you don't need that much, but let's just concentrate on 10th canto. But Bhagavatam is like Krishna himself. Krishna himself displays all sorts of different qualities. So Bhagavatam also displays different qualities to different types of people. So there's the famous verse when Krishna goes into the arena of Kamsa after he kills the elephant. And then various people see him. And they all see him differently. So the wrestlers saw Krishna as hard as a lightning bolt. Though Krishna is very soft by nature, when he fought with the wrestlers, they thought, he is too strong. He is stronger than us. So it was very good competition for the wrestlers. This is Virya Rasa. The normal men of Mathura saw him in the most astonishing manner. He was a wonderful person, a great hero. This is Adbhuta Rasa, or astonishment. The young women of Mathura saw him as Cupid personified, completely opposite of what the wrestlers saw him. This is Madhurya Rasa. The cowherd boys saw him as their relative and friend, and they joked with him, in spite of the fact that everyone else was in fear. Said, oh, Krishna is so small and so helpless, the wrestlers are so big. Cowherd boys were laughing away. This is called Hasya Rasa. And they experienced Sakya, with equal nature with Krishna. The friends of Kamsa, the wicked rulers, kings, saw Krishna as a chastiser, as if Krishna were in angry mood coming to punish them. So this is Rodha Rasa, anger. Nanda Maharaj and Vyāsadeva and Devaki saw Krishna as their child. So this is Vatsalya Rasa. As well, they thought that Krishna is in a pitiful position because he is so small and the rest are so big. So they said, this is unfair. How can we match, children against these huge adults like this? So this expresses their karuna rasa, feeling of pity and helplessness. Kamsa saw Krishna as death. This is fear rasa. The Purohits of Kamsa, they saw Krishna enter the arena, and he was carrying the tusk of the elephant, and he had blood on his body. And so they looked at Krishna with disgust. Who is this little boy who is contaminated with blood, appearing before Kamsa the king? He is so disrespectful and disgusting. So disgust is another type of rasa, vivatsa rasa. So they were disgusted with Krishna. The yogis saw Krishna as the absolute truth, Shanta rasa. And the Vrishnis saw him as a worshipable deity in Dasya rasa. So, one Krishna in one place was seen by 12 different types of people with different moods, with different rasa, simultaneously. So Bhagavatam is also like that. You can take various things from Bhagavatam. If you're interested in karma, you can go to the karma yoga sections about varnashrama, etc. in the 3rd canto with the topics of discussion of Kapila Dev. And then 11th canto when Krishna talks to Uddhava, he gives details of the different rules for varnas and ashramas, etc. If you're interested in liberation, you can go to the 3rd canto or even 11th canto where Krishna talks to Uddhava. Or yoga, you can find out all about the cities, etc. So, according to various interests, people can see Bhagavatam differently. But ultimately, the devotees will see the real point of the Bhagavatam and get the essence. For others, Bhagavatam is like Mohinī, covering the real nectar. For the devotees, they can penetrate and they can get the actual nectar from the Bhagavatam. So this is how we should approach the Bhagavatam as devotees and understand the essence, which is Krishna and his various rasas. Okay, fine. Any questions?
Maharaj, is bhakti inherent in the heart? Or the bhakti comes from outside, like Guru is sowing the seed inside of the heart?
It's inherent, per se.
Is it there? Yeah.
Well, what is the meaning of inherent? It's a little questionable also. We do see that jivas in the material world generally are opposed to the Lord. And then they get a little faith, which means a little acceptance, and then they begin the process of bhakti. So in that sense, it's not there because if we're already there, they would be doing bhakti, but they're not. So therefore we say the seed of bhakti is planted by Guru and Krishna when you get faith. If you plant the seed and the faith is not there, it's like planting the seed in unfertile ground on rocks. Your heart is like a rock and you put the seed there, nothing happens. So if there's no faith there, you can't plant the seed, it won't grow. So what's the use? Therefore we say don't preach to the faithless people. So in that sense, not there. At the same time, when we say, eternally Krishna Das, we're already Krishna Das. So that of course can be taken in the sense that by tattva, the jiva is always dependent on the Supreme Lord, whether you really accept it or not. When we begin to accept it, then of course that means faith, and then we can begin the process of bhakti, but otherwise we don't. So in that sense, not there. However, the capacity is always there, so there's always hope for even the worst demons to become devotees, whatever. So the potential is always there. So therefore, in that sense, taking it from a spiritual point of view, yes, the devotees always have bhakti in that sense, because the potential is always there.
I have also a question about, sorry for asking this now, did we really fall from the spiritual world, or we are just coming from another realm, where like we are anadi or internally bound, up to the point we are discovering bhakti and then going back to the Godhead.
Yeah.
So, because I cannot understand how we can fall from some perfect place, we have love and everything.
Yeah. So falling, etc., is a little contradictory, because if you're in the spiritual world, you shouldn't fall. And Krishna says, you come to me, you don't come back. So, and of course, this is quite famous in the final verse of Brahma Sutras. It says, you don't come back. You don't come back. That's the final verse. And of course, throughout the Upanishads, you get liberation, you don't fall down. So to fall down that far looks like very contradictory. Nevertheless, we do find, particularly in the Gaudiya literatures, this phrase is, the fallen jiva, etc., things like that. So of course, maybe we can't take that literally, that because we are fallen, that therefore we fell at a certain point in time. We just are fallen. So in any case, this topic is kind of avoided by saying we fall down, but we're just fallen by saying that we are anadi bahirmukha, which is directly stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And of course we have the idea of anadi karma, karma without beginning, repeatedly stated throughout the Bhagavatam, etc. And even Prabhupada, introduction of Bhagavad Gita, says karma has no beginning, anadi, could have an end, but has no beginning. So, based on that then, no beginning means therefore you cannot give a when you fell, you're just a fallen thing, and previous creation, previous Brahma, you're in the material world, and at a certain point, by mercy of devotees in Krishna, you can get up, that's all. So that's the simplest way we avoid the contradiction.
Does the Paramātmā can feel the suffering of the living being?
In one sense, yes. In one sense, no, because Paramātmā should not be contaminated by anything in the material world. So if the Lord suffers in the material world, that doesn't make any sense. So he is impartial, but that doesn't mean that he is indifferent to the jivas at the same time. So he observes everything, and he also tries to make arrangements for them. But at the same time, he doesn't get overcome by the problems of the jivas. So he's just called the witness, and not that he participates in their pain and suffering, etc.
So the guru is like some media. The guru is some kind in the middle of the Paramātmā and the suffering living being.
Well, he's a little bit better than Paramātmā. Paramātmā is just a neutral observer, and he fulfills your material desires if you have them, and whatever like that. Whereas Bhagavān, or Krishna, or the gurus, or the devotees in general, are merciful to the jivas, giving them bhakti, particularly bhakti. So they're, they say, a little bit better than Paramātmā even, because they're directly giving bhakti. And bhakti itself is also the internal energy of Krishna. So, and generally that is communicated in this material world, that internal Shakti, through the devotees. So they're the ones that can, give mercy to everyone in this material world. But even the gurus, or the devotees, they're at once detached, as well as being compassionate. If they're not detached, then they get tangled up again in the material world. So if gurus get involved in their disciples too much and they're suffering, then they also end up in that conditioned state again. They fall from their position. So they also compassionate, at the same time they're also separate in one sense. So because the devotees and Krishna are Bhagavan in general, they're merciful to the devotees, that doesn't mean they get contaminated or that they they experience the same suffering. They can understand it, and then therefore they give mercy, but it doesn't mean they get contaminated by that suffering.
I have one last question also. Nowadays devotees are questioning the Srila Prabhupada's strategy of preaching. Like, for example, the women are less intelligent and the scientists are now more close to making the life in the laboratory, or we went to the moon, or so many things. So they said, Prabhupada was preaching like that, and now for these days, this is a little bit, like a life that comes from life book is maybe not anymore appropriate for the people because they will challenge all this. So how to understand it?
Well, there are certain things which are fundamental, and that is the jiva is a jiva and cannot be created or destroyed. So you cannot create life from matter, according to scripture. Of course, we have the greater life, that is Krishna. Of course, you can't even touch Krishna, but even the jiva, who's a particle of consciousness, is never created, never destroyed. So you cannot create jivas. In that sense, you cannot create life. We can create bodies, and perhaps with our cleverness, we can fool some jivas to get into those bodies. But we cannot actually create life itself. We can create conditions favorable for life, that's all. It's exactly what happens when procreation takes place. Bodies are made and jivas enter. So it's something like that with the scientists. They cannot really create life. In fact, they don't know what life is. And what is consciousness? They don't know that also. So science is doing many things, but still there are fundamental things they cannot do. As for going to the moon, the main point of Prabhupada, whether they go or not physically, is one thing. That also is challenged by some people. And you can go to the moon ultimately, if you have a machine, you could go there, it's not a problem. But you cannot really go there in the sense of experiencing Svargaloka. All you do is sit in the spacesuit there and run around and try to survive and then come back to the earth. And you don't live for thousands of years there enjoying Soma Rasa and whatever like that. So in that sense, you don't go to the moon. You can go to the moon in a physical sense, but not in the subtle sense. You have to have punyas to do that. So that was Prabhupada's point, actually. In other words, there are limitations to how far we can travel in the material world with the gross body. And if you want to get higher, then you have to go in a different body. But that science can understand that also.
And that part that the women are less intelligent.
That actually is not so much Prabhupada speaking, that is Smrti Shastra speaking. So you'll find those statements in scripture, and it talks about, bhakti, and then it says, and the women of sutras can also do. They put them in a lower position. So generally scriptures will do that, particularly the Smrti Shastras, talking about Varnashram. But then we'll see the contradictions of that, because if you look at the Upanishads, which are the higher part of the Vedas, women are not supposed to read the Vedas. They're like the Sudras. So they're disqualified from the Vedas. But in the Upanishads themselves, we have women teaching about Brahman. So they do know the Vedas. There's several examples of that in the Upanishads. So somehow they did learn the Vedas or whatever. So we have a general state, and then we have people who are not like that also, exceptional cases. And that's the strict Vedic standards. When we get to the other later period with Pāñcarātra, etc., it becomes a little more liberal. And so women can take initiation, whether they can worship deities, Vedas, they cannot even touch the Vedas or hear the Vedas or say the Vedas or anything. When you get to Pāñcarātra, okay, women can get the Vaishnava mantras, they can worship the deities, and so in that sense it becomes a little more liberal. When we come to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even Pāñcarātra gets a little bit pushed aside because Harinam doesn't need Diksha, and main process isn't deity worship. Main process is chanting the holy name, which everybody can do, and everyone can take it up, no Diksha required at all. So then, in that sense, there's more freedom, or whatever, for everybody.
So the challenge is when the newcomers, especially the ladies, come and they read that, they may become, discouraged to associate with devotees or to take up in the process.
Yes.
So how to deal with that?
Well, it would depend on the devotee who's preaching, I suppose. And if they really believe all these things, the Prabhupada said this, so then obviously that they're not going to be too attracted to that in the world. But if you can explain properly the context of it, and you show them the Bhagavatam statements, and it's like this, and certain periods of history are like this, and then we have a more liberal period, then,
As I understand it, the women, the ladies didn't have access to the teachings and the learning like the male persons.
Well, the Vedas
So
particularly.
the one part is that if you educate someone, he becomes more qualified, no?
Yeah. So the Vedas generally not. They didn't get the Brahma Gayatri. They didn't study the Vedas. So in that sense, they didn't go to the Gurukul or anything. But, as I said, when we come to Pañcarātra, it's more liberalized. And then when we come to Harinama, of course, it's very opposite. No rules.